Welcome back to my videos, and today I've got some plastic figures from the 60s to show you, and they're called Warriors of the World. They were quite popular back then. They were quite popular with my friends and I. Each of us had a few. I can remember having Civil War guys and Revolutionary British soldiers, but they made cowboys, Indians, World War II soldiers, World War I soldiers, Romans, Greeks. It pretty well covered everything, I think. These ones here are Roman warriors. They're made of hard plastic, but very breakable, and they're hand painted in Hong Kong. Painted by hand by artists. Flavius Stilicho by Marx. Warriors of the World as seen on TV. Cowboys, Indian braves, Confederate soldiers, Union soldiers, pirates, Revolutionary soldiers, U.S. combat soldiers, Roman warriors, Vikings, and cadets. Do you have them all? Roman warriors under Julius Caesar and other famous leaders carved out an empire in almost every corner of the known ancient world. They were noted for their courage. Our civilization is indebted to them for many things. Today you wouldn't even find these painted. They just, well, for starters, they wouldn't be made out of this hard plastic. They'd be more pliable, and they probably wouldn't be painted. At least not as detailed as these guys. They each came with a little card in the box too. Flavius Stilicho. One of the greatest statesmen and generals of the late empire was Flavius Stilicho. Although a Roman citizen, he was born in Vandal. Although a Roman citizen, he was born in Vandal. In 395, he was summoned from Italy to defend the Eastern Empire, which had its capital in Constantinople, against Visigoth raiders. He was the supreme commander of both infantry and cavalry. His tunic and cloak are of gold embroidered cloth. He was falsely accused of high treason and executed in 408. So there you go. Now, who's this guy? Marius. And again, some nice paintwork. Caius Marius, 156 BC to 86 BC, came from plebeian stock, but that did not stop him from becoming a general. He rose through the ranks, known for his great valor. As a general, his two greatest victories were over the Teutons at Aix or Aix, 102 BC, and against Cimbri at Vercelli, 103 BC. He was known as a friend of the people, but this reputation earned him the enmity of the Senate. He was once forced into exile, returned, and butchered all his enemies. Nice guy. They probably deserved it, though. So that's the two boxed ones I've got. And I got them at a hobby shop called Van Hobbies over in Vancouver. Back in the mid to late 80s, I believe. That was a neat store. They had a lot of vintage stuff all the time. I guess a lot of that vintage stuff that was there was probably close to antique now. There's another guy I've got. He's complete, but I don't know who he is. I don't have the box. Looks like he might be a gladiator. And I've got a card here. It goes with him. His name's Laelius. Caius Laelius was a great Roman soldier in the period around 150 BC. He first knew fame as the friend of Scipio Africanus Minor. Laelius and Scipio fought all their campaigns together. Once, when it seemed that Scipio was trapped, his great friend Laelius risked his life to cross a swollen river to save him. Together they fought their way out of trouble. Scipio promoted Laelius, but Laelius always earned his distinctions. They both fought at Carthage and fought valorously. Yep. Wow. I have two more of him. I like to set those guys up. Just that pose is pretty neat. So there you go, some Roman warriors of the world. Oh, I got three more here. This one, missing his sword. Missing a sword, which aren't hard to replace. I mean, to build one, to make one for him. I always liked this guy. Especially his shield. Now, on that same trip to Van Hobby's, I also picked up these two other figures, German figures, World War II. World War II German soldier, Walter Prom. There's the card. Walter Prom was a school teacher in Stuttgart. He joined the German army because he was told to fight for his country. He was an obedient soldier who followed orders blindly. In December 1944, while he was ordered to hold a position near Hürtgen, he kept on fighting even though the other German soldiers had retreated. Hungry and tired, he finally surrendered to the U.S. troops. He's got a satchel there and a gas mask canister. Painted quite nicely. Walter Prom. Here's another German soldier, Rudolf Albrecht. Rudolf Albrecht was a gambler in Pittsburgh, Germany. He was an admirer of Hitler's doctrine of be hard, be without mercy. He had taken part not only in Germany's Blitzkrieg, a lightning war of annihilation of the Polish army, but also in a campaign of calculated terror against the helpless population in Poland. He was responsible for having machine-gunned helpless refugees and jailed up all anti-Nazi people and Jews in Europe. He was killed in Wheaton in February 1945 by the agents of the French underground. That's a good end to a rotten guy. Again, he's well painted. He's got a satchel, canteen, ammo pouch, rifle. Warriors of the World. By Marx. sun's coming around, so you can see. Anyways, those Warriors of the World were something else. They were actually, when I was a kid, they're pretty exciting to look at. And you couldn't wait to get one. I forget how much they cost. Probably a good part of my allowance. That's probably why I never had too many of them. I think I had 4 or 5. That was it. They were definitely the wrong material for young kids. They should have been older kids should have had these, because most of what survived was, they're broken up, missing their weapons, their arms, swords. Well, they were certainly cool. Still are. Well, here's some more Marx figures. These ones are 6-inch figures. And just let you see that date there, 1964, in Roman numerals. Louis Marx and Company. Caveman with a club. Looks like he means business too. I remember seeing these guys in stores when I was a kid. These cavemen, but I never wanted any then. I wanted Japanese soldiers. My friends and I, that's what we wanted. I ended up getting one. It was an officer with a banzai sword. And a couple of my friends got some other pose, but didn't especially want the cavemen. But they made a lot of figures in 6-inch. Marx was pretty prolific in toy production. You name it, they probably made it. Another guy. Either a rival of the other caveman, or he's on the warpath with them. (1963), that's this one. Got a club and a knife. These guys usually lasted till about Halloween, and they got shot to hell with a BB gun or something. Or we light them on fire and drop flares. Anyways, these ones I won't light on fire. These are the guys that we wanted when we were kids. Japanese soldiers from World War II. They made the German ones too, but they weren't, I don't know. Japanese ones had a special look to them for some reason. Better poses too, I think. 1963 again. Japanese marksman. Probably on some Pacific island. Like Tarawa. One of those where the Americans invaded the Marines on their push toward Japan. There's an officer holding his binoculars. Got his sword on. His holster. The one I had, he was holding a kamikaze sword, or a big officer's sword with 2 hands, ready to lop a head off or something. Pretty cool. This is the third and final one I've got. Charging with this sword, or like a machete. Pretty wild look on his face, that boy. I'm stopping him. Better blow him away in a hurry or so that's some Marx 6-inch Japanese soldiers. I believe there was 6 in the set, as most of them had 6 figures, 6 different poses you could get. They're pretty cool. They were cool in their day. Still cool. He won't know what hit him. Neither will he. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little video on Marx Figures. Kind of a blast from the past, from the 60s. You can still see Warriors of the World and these 6-inch figures online. So they are available. I don't know what the prices are so much, but I know they're available. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.